How's it going, everybody? So an update on the tomato plants. They have sprouted, the ones that we're going to use. So today I'm going to really show you how I made my sprouting rig. It's super easy. I also made that out of recycled parts. This is all just a demonstration how you can do it out of literally anything. Uh, so they've sprouted. I'm going to transition them. They're super teeny tiny. I did a time-lapse video. The time-lapse video doesn't really show much because they're seeds and then they stick tails out. And so I could have zoomed in a little bit more or whatever, but it's, so I'll show you pieces of that here. I'll do better when they're growing. Today I'm going to show you how to transition them from that into kind of a tiny little growing setup so that they can begin to, grow. Here we go. So I'm just going to use regular egg crate cardboard from buying, a box of eggs. And then I just use regular paper towels. I don't use anything with dyes or any kind of special anything, just basic, regular paper towels. We're going to use the base to one of those lids to put all this in. And then I have a jug here. It's a gallon. I make it by the gallon. You don't need a gallon. You'll need a splash. But it's plant food, and it's really the Miracle Grow for up to 6 months. I think it is plant nutrition. You don't have to use that. You can use pretty much anything, but something that's nourishing. So basically you just tear out, we're going to do 4. So you tear out 4 cells, set them in there, put a splash in the bottom, a little splash on there, let it soak into the cardboard. And then you put dry paper towels in there to wick up moisture and maintain moisture. And then you're just going to tear the seeds. You don't want to touch the seeds. You're going to tear the paper around the seeds and fold it. Don't like fold it and press them, but like flip it over on them. Try not to disturb them physically, other than obviously moving them. But then you just drop them in there. I put 2 to 4 in a cup. It depends. I try to match ones that are about the same level of growth so that they don't, one doesn't overcompete the other. And you just put the lid on. So that's pretty much it. That's how you assemble the growing tray, where they're going from a sprout to a seedling up into that. Now I just set it over there exactly where I was time-lapse videoing before. It won't be in direct sunlight. The idea is you put the fertilizer stuff in the bottom. It provides like necessary growing things. Right now they have everything they need when they're in a seed form, so they don't really need it. But as they grow, because there won't be any soil or anything there, the cardboard provides fiber, but it also prevents the seedling, because it's real sensitive, from directly contacting any of that fertilizer. And then the paper towels around it just wick up the moisture and add an extra layer. So the roots will have something they grab into that'll break down and something to root through to start. And then we are going to drop them in what I'm working on now in about a week. I'll show you how to do this. You can use socks or things like that, but we'll talk about that in the next video, where I make... Actually, the next video is a sprouting tray. Just kidding. And so the video after that, when I show you the progress on those and we're about to transition them into the actual jars, probably about another week on that. I'll get 4 of those done and then update you on some of the other stuff that's going on. The sprouting tray video is actually for bell pepper seeds. So bell pepper plants are on the way. I'll show you a different way to do the hydroponics, similar, same jar method or other stuff like that. So stay tuned. Let me know what you think in the comments.